Hello, members of the Ebenezer Missionary Baptist Church. I'm glad you're able to join me today. Now, I'm not going to hold you long. I just wanted to offer you some words of encouragement. As you all know, our world is in a difficult time right now. We have an enemy that is invisible and indiscriminate. And as your leader, I felt it is my responsibility to protect you in this difficult time, which is why I've moved services online. The CDC believes that by us social distancing, we can slow the progression of the COVID-19. I didn't make this decision lightly. I know that a lot of planning went into our anniversary services that were supposed to take place this weekend. But I also know that God has placed me in a position with great responsibility as your pastor. That is why, after spending time with God in prayer, I've decided to cancel the activities and close the church. Now, don't get me wrong. This was not a fear move. This was a wisdom move. And as my wife told me the other day, God has given the people at the CDC wisdom on how to impact the spread of the virus. So who am I to argue with that wisdom? I know that each of us is impacted by this somehow, and our world does not look the way it looked a month ago, or even 2 weeks ago. Some of you have been laid off from work and are facing financial hardship. Some of you continue to work and are facing the fear of being exposed to the virus. Some of you have become homeschool teachers and are figuring out that your children can eat their weight in food every 2 hours. Some of you are afraid to leave your home, even though you need groceries and medical supplies. Some of you are even looking at this as a vacation. But however you're experiencing this right now, know that God is in this and that your Ebenezer Missionary Baptist Church is here for you. I'm here for you. My wife is here for you. We will learn to be together differently, which doesn't make it better or worse, just different. God hasn't changed. He's in the same place as he was before, so let's take this time and be with him. Rest in his peace and knowledge that he loves you and cares for you. The church phone will still be answered during regular business hours. We will have Sunday school, Bible study, and Sunday services online until further notice. If you are someone who is computer smart and know someone who isn't, help them. Call or message them on Facebook and make sure they have access to the services. If you have an extra tablet or computer at home, or you know of someone who could use one, help them. Get it to them. Leave it on their porch or in their mailbox, and then give them a call and let them know how to get started. You know, there was a time where this country would check on each other. Let's get back to that time. Pick up the phone, call someone, show some love, ask them how they're doing, laugh with them, cry with them if needed, but stay in touch. Show God's love. Be God's love. This is temporary, but Christ has always called us. Thank you, and God bless you.
Hey, Sherry, how are you doing?
I'm worried. They closed the schools, which means I don't have any routes to do. We're cleaning and sanitizing buses the rest of this week. They're having a meeting with us on Monday to tell us what happens next.
Ooh, that's gotta be hard.
It is. I've been trying to pray and have time with God, but it's hard. And my husband doesn't help either. He's saying that either I'm not praying right or there's no God. And then when I told him about Pastor Gibson closing the church, he said, well, it looks like your pastor don't believe in God either. How am I supposed to respond to that? Where is God in this?
Listen, I don't know how to answer this, but I do know that Pastor Gibson would not close the church if he didn't think this was serious. Sherry, God is always with us, even if we don't feel like he is.
I hear you, but I'm new to this. You know, I just recently accepted Christ, and now this is happening. I'm not ready for this.
None of us was ready for this. I've been following Christ a long time, and I'm not sure what to do in this situation. But I do know that God is still with me.
You can say that because you still have a job.
Yeah, I got a job, but it's at the hospital, ground zero. I have the possibility of exposure every day. And I think about bringing it home to my child every day. Having a job doesn't release me from fear, it actually increases it.
So how are you handling it?
One day at a time, sometimes 1 hour at a time. I pray, but I have fears too. I try not to let them consume me. Am I always successful? No, but I keep pushing.
I wish I were where you were.
You are where I am. You just don't realize it. You said you praying, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so then that means you recognize you can't do this by yourself.
I guess.
There's no guessing. It's true. Because if you were experiencing this before you accepted Christ, would your actions be the same?
Probably not. I wish we were still having church. I need to be around you guys.
Yeah, me too. But we got to do what we got to do for right now. I agree with Pastor's decision. This virus is mean and it does not care.
Is it really that bad?
Yeah. Even though we haven't had many cases yet, the hospital is on high alert because it's coming. The question is when and how bad. That's why it's so important for us to stay connected with God. Our church is just a building. Your relationship with God, that's what matters. Now is not the time to be slacking off.
Okay,
All right. Will I see you online tonight?
I'll be there. Thanks for calling.
Of course. You're welcome. But I need you to promise me one thing. You'll contact me whenever you need to talk, okay?
I will.
All right. I'll be praying for you and that husband of yours.
And I'll be praying for you and your safety as well.
Thank you. I need all the help I can get.